To tell someone they're giving nothing, it's a little harsh.
What were you trying to say?
Coming up on the Summer House After Show.
I think I'm grudging life.
No. If you have a purpose, you're gonna have confidence. If you have confidence, maybe you'll f me.
She was questioning a lot about my career and my future, and I would often deep down think, well, what are you doing?
Basically, he just like really wants to have
you guys
sex
have,
with
like,
you.
Yeah.
I'm just like not pressed to like move faster than I want to.
I obviously didn't want to be the dude who reads like, please f me.
It's my body. He's not entitled to my body. He's not entitled to have sex with me. Like, it's a privilege to have sex with me.
I think you're giving him nothing.
I have so many thoughts and concerns and things I want to say.
I get really offended when Craig won't smell my armpits.
Like, I will put my face at someone's armpit.
Yeah,
I think that's normal.
cute.
The Summer House After Show starts right now.
At the alien party, you tell Carl he's not crushing life.
Societally, especially in New York City, men seek their identity from their careers.
It's intrinsically tied together.
Intrinsically tied together. I'm just gonna repeat everything Gabby says. And if I'm sitting there saying, like, I feel like you're not crushing it in life, it's because you've spent 9 months just not doing anything. Something that turns me on is like when my man is out there like crushing life. And like,
I think I'm grudging life.
no, I don't.
To have someone say you're not crushing it when she knows the job stuff is, and I've shared this before, like I'm sensitive about the job stuff. Like my past with getting fired from back in season 1, back in season 3, my challenges with Kyle, and like I'm sensitive to that. Like I do believe I'm a good worker and I have a lot of capabilities and I am capable of crushing it. But I was hoping she to be a little more understanding of the transition from Loverboy.
In November, Carl quits Loverboy because he's so unhappy, and I agree, and I'm like, okay, no problem. I was like, here's this career coach, talk to him so that I could take something off of my plate and he could then figure it out with someone else. Because like, again, I can't do it all and this is not sexy for me. So, has a career coach, 6 months, $20,000 later, nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Yes, I did hire a business coach. That was a lot to try and like handle leaving and communication with Kyle the best way possible because there was a lot of emotion attached to it. And the business coach was helpful with that, but he was also helpful in pushing me to my next thing. And he was like, you got to talk about sobriety and mental health. You're passionate about it. You got to actually go into non-alcohol, whatever that looks like. You got to make movies because that's what you went to college for and you're passionate about. And he's like reminding me all these things that actually speak to me. But then I try to talk to Lindsay about it, and she's like, you're not an actor.
I'm like, okay, great. Do you want to do something in TV and film production? Because we know a lot of people in TV production. So like, what do you want to do?
My expectation of hiring the business coach was not that the next day after one session, I was going to have a $500,000 paying job. And the guy that I talked to, guess what he does for a living? He's a motivational speaker. He talks about sobriety. He's written a book. He's got a podcast. All these things that I'm trying to now foster for my own self and learning what he did. Now I try to share some of those things with Lindsay, and the comedy is she talks about this podcast equipment.
He talks about at one point wanting to start a podcast, so we got podcast equipment.
She bought the podcast equipment because she wanted us to do a couples podcast together. I have a podcast of my own that I am actually working on, and she says I wasn't. So it's just kind of funny watching that back, and she's saying that I bought all this podcast equipment when she was the one that bought it.
I'm being supportive for 9 months. So then after like 9 months, I'm
like,
like,
I want to go back to Loverboy.
Talked to Kyle for a bit. We were talking about this. He would like to think there's a world where I can be involved with this in some capacity, you know?
How do you feel about that?
But I want to learn more about it.
I'm exhausted.
What would you want to do that for?
I'm exhausted. We have $20,000 in a career coach. I just want you to be happy and focus on something. Because if you have a purpose, you're gonna have confidence. If you have confidence, maybe you'll f me. If you f me, I'm happy.
She was questioning a lot about my career and my future. And I would often deep down think, well, what are you doing? And I understand she is an influencer like Paige. I mean, I think Lindsay wants something that maybe isn't necessarily me. You know, I think she was looking for me to barge in the door. I've got a presentation, got my pointer. Okay, babe, I got 150,000 coming in next week, 250,000 here. We're gonna have enough money here. And like, to the T, that's just not who I am.
West, you
Talk to
asked
me.
Paige and Amanda how long they normally wait to hook up with a new guy.
When you're both single,
Me and Amanda.
were you guys first date bang chicks?
I never did.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta ask me out at least one more time if I'm gonna let you stick it in this juice box. I don't know where that came from.
Amanda's f***ing funny. I imagine she does have a juice box.
Oh. I'm sweating from laughing.
It's a juicy box.
I don't really want to hear how juicy your box is, okay?
You're missing out.
Is the question about Ciara or is about Amanda's said juice box?
It's about Ciara.
Basically, he just like really wants to have
you guys
sex
have,
with
like-
you.
Yeah.
I'm just like not pressed to like move faster than I want to. You have no entitlement to me, to my body at all whatsoever. I just feel like he's so the type of guy that would be like, all right, that was great,
Yeah.
cool, catch you later.
Got what I needed here.
Yeah.
Everyone is very forward about like, Ciara is very traditional. You're gonna have to word for it. It'll take a long time. But also, she told me that. And I obviously didn't want to be the dude who reads like, please me. Like, that's the last kind of guy you want to be, so.
Don't like the narrative of like, I'm like withholding something from him.
Yeah.
Like that implies that, you know, he's not getting something that's his. I'm not his.
Right.
And like, it's my body. He's not entitled to my body. He's not entitled to have sex with me. Like, it's a privilege to have sex with me.
But I can understand why Wes is like, oh my God. I mean, look at Ciara, jeez.
Yeah.
That's like so close, but yet so far.
Probably didn't last long if they did do it.
But you assume he's, what did you say?
Yo, Wes, Jesse humps like a Labrador retriever.
I think Jesse probably.
Jesse knows the Jesse, but I think it was just like, you know, I was this goofy guy coming in. They don't know me. Like, they're teasing. I didn't take it too
I
serious.
do, but I know any girl who was watching that who like I probably like didn't that one time was probably like, oh my God, this guy.
When
If
they
I
meet a new
went
guy,
back, we gassed West up a little bit too
Too
much.
much.
I take back some of it.
Yeah.
We gotta keep them low.
Humble. But honestly, poor Jesse. We f***ing
Shit
nailed
on him.
into him.
He's easy to on.
But here's the thing, he actually needs that because he has this inflated sense of self naturally. He's another 6'5" white guy, come on, delusional.
Yes.
Like,
so we have
to humble them. We have to bring them
we
down.
do it
because
for the good of the community of
Yeah.
New York City. If you ever meet Jess or West, just know that we've humbled them.
Danielle, you tell Lindsay that you are not ready to date yet, and seeing the other couples in the house isn't helping.
And it's true, you guys aren't like the most glowing representation.
No, and like I said, we're not like the, you know,
No, I mean, I
picture-perfect
you know, I
couple.
love you and Kyle, but it was just like fighting on two.
It was a lot.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, like the single feels pretty nice right now. And I talked to my therapist about it too. I don't know, I feel like I'm warming up to the idea of going on dates, but it's just like not at the forefront of my mind. And not for nothing, like the couples in this house, you included, are not making me like run towards companionship anytime soon. I'm just like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
The communication of it all.
Yeah.
The partnership, like you have to, you know, instead of being selfish, you have to like make compromises.
Yeah.
Compromises that I totally am not ready for yet again. Because once I'm in a relationship, I go 110%. I give it my all. Or like, why do it? In my
What
opinion.
was your last relationship before Robert?
I was single for a decade before that.
The fact that you settled down with Robert was like you're putting all your eggs in a basket that you think is going to be like for life. So that
Right.
probably really rocked your world.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a massive, massive proponent of therapy. I know even with that breakup that she had with Robert, like that was probably traumatic for her.
100%.
Like that in and of itself was enough to go to therapy.
Like longer
It's just
term,
a-
more serious
yeah,
breakups
like, yeah.
will psychologically do something to you, whether you're ready to admit it or not. And like it's weird because it will manifest in like different ways. So you think that you're over it, and then all of a sudden you're confronted with something that you're like, oh, I hadn't realized that I need to address this.
Everyone has that they have to work through, that they bring to relationships, and it's like taking care of your so you don't project it onto your current relationships, friendships, family,
everything.
I don't want a distraction right now, but like try to get to the space where I'm ready to date again. Because right now I don't think I'd be particularly good at it. I don't feel like I'm like 100% secure in myself right this second.
Yeah.
And I certainly wasn't months ago.
I guess where I'm at is like, let's just focus on the friendship.
You don't
say. I feel like you attract good when you yourself are in a good place. So like doing the work to figure out what parts of me I'm not particularly thrilled with as part of that journey.
What part of yourself are you not thrilled with? No, you don't have to get into it. So Danielle, tell me.
I watch myself on television. Like there's a plenty to choose from.
Oh, I get it. No. One of the best things about being on TV is if you do it properly, you're able to watch yourself back and learn and grow from it. Like I felt with Kyle, I was like, wow, I was really mean to him.
I'm pissed. Like, you look like an asshole.
Why are you so worked up?
Because it's up to do.
Yeah.
I thought it was not that obvious. You know, it's good to be able to watch yourself and be like, I want to change that about me.
Yeah. And so like, I need to pump the brakes on just like always wanting to just hook up.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but like, not gonna get married doing that.